All right, we will continue this transmission by suggesting that all of you become very comfortable. Relax. Relax your bodies. Relax your hearts. Relax your minds. Relax your spirits. Just let everything melt away. And as your music comes up and your lights go down, focus on the center of the holotope and let yourself drift into a new dream. But this dream will be a dream of synchronicity, of transformation. Cybo. Imagine now, if you will, in looking at this holotope pattern, as you allow yourself to become more and more relaxed, breathing deeply, gently, easily, and effortlessly. In and out, in and out, in and out. And as you gaze upon the center of this radiating pattern, light and sound, allow yourself to begin to slowly in your imagination, allow the pattern to begin to spin. A random spinning, pattern moving, slowly at first around in a circle, around the central point. Just let it spin slowly. Imagine it spinning, creating a random wheel of probabilities, random in its connection to physical reality. No one knows where or when or how it will stop. It is simply spinning in front of you, gently, slowly. Now and then, in your imagination, when you feel so inclined, allow yourself to just freeze it for a moment as if you took a snapshot and let it continue to spin. And notice that every time you freeze it for an instant, just an instant, in that snapshot, a particular pattern stands out. It may be a different pattern each time you do it, that's all right. Or it may be the same, that's fine. But just let it spin. Take a snapshot, notice the pattern, let it spin. Freeze it, take a snapshot, let it spin. Keep doing this whenever you feel that you wish to do it. However your imagination decides to do it is fine. If you want to pretend you actually have a camera, that's fine. If it's just something that you superimpose within your imagination, that's fine. Whatever works for you. And as you breathe easily and relax and focus on the spinning holotope, the spinning pattern of probabilities and synchronicities, randomness converted into patterns, patterns converting back to randomness, back and forth, spinning, clicking, spinning, clicking, spinning, clicking. Let the wheel begin ever so slowly to speed up, turning faster and faster at whatever rate you're comfortable, at whatever rate seems appropriate for you. And as you click and spin and click and spin and click, start noticing the different patterns. Notice if they overlap. Notice if they are the same. Notice if they are different, but notice if they are related. And as it keeps spinning and freezing and spinning and freezing and spinning and freezing, faster and faster and faster and faster, allow yourself to imagine that the same pattern comes up again and again and again and again. If sometimes it differs, that's fine. Pick the pattern you prefer. And when you pick a pattern you prefer, use your imagination to see that when you freeze and snap the shot, pattern is the same again and again. No matter how fast the wheel is spinning, same pattern every time you stop, again and again and again. And as you begin to repeat this pattern, you still notice the underlying randomness of all the shapes spinning past. But every time you snap that shot, you become more and more and more aligned and more harmonized with that particular pattern. It may change subtly here and then, that's all right, let it, but you still recognize it as the pattern that matches your frequency. Again and again and again. And as the wheel is now spinning so fast, faster and faster, that all the different shapes are almost imperceptible, and yet every time you freeze it, there's that pattern again and again and again and again. And you are building the synchronicity, building the harmony, the synchronization with this randomness, so that you can always pick out the pattern that is for you, that you need at that moment, the energy, the frequency, the crystallization of that randomness in physical reality, revealing to you over and over and over again the patterns that are contained within the randomness, the patterns that represent the frequencies of your synchronicities, the things that are most meaningful and true for you, that can always be plucked out of the random background that spins. And you can align with this more and more and more in such a way, each and every time you do this, that you will begin to see this recognizable pattern showing up in so many different ways now as it leaks out into your life. And as you walk through life day by day, seeing around you what may appear to be random movement, random people, random events, and yet, click, there it is again, click, there it is again, click, there it is again. And it will begin to reveal itself to you over and over, whether through numbers, through events, through people, through words, through songs, through birds. Whatever it takes to reveal that pattern to you, to let you know you are aligned with your synchronicity and that it is expanding and growing and accelerating. Whatever it takes, let it come in all the forms and all the guises that it can. For it's the same pattern presenting itself in different ways, with different faces at different times, but always the perfect time. Always in perfect harmony with your frequency, your vibration, your synchronicity. Over and over and over again. No matter how chaotic the world may seem, no matter how random, there are always these underlying synchronous patterns that are there for you, and each of you has your own, and it is unique, and they all overlap, and they all exist. And by your frequency, can you pull out of the random background these patterns for yourself, and know that you are on your track, your path, the path you are, that you're aligned with it now, consciously aligned with it, never off it, just consciously aligned with it, able to recognize it, make it more apparent every moment. Synchronicity will abound, will grow. And as you play the game of Cybo, the transformational game of synchronicity that has served us so well, and that can serve you too, as a permission slip, as a doorway, as a portal, as an opening to the synchronicity within your mind, within your heart, within your soul, so that you may experience all that is in more synchronous, connected ways, and truly begin to see more clearly that all is one and all is connected, and all is here and all is now. Let it come to you in whatever ways represent the paths of least resistance, and go with the flow. Go with the flow. Go with your flow, for you are the current. You are the stream and the current within it. And you are that which is carried down the stream. Allow yourself to go where the current will flow. No resistance. Relaxed, supported, unconditionally warmed by the sun or cooled by the moon, under the stars or under the blue sky of your world. As the clouds pass by and the patterns emerge, know that they are all reflections and projections of your consciousness, there to aid and assist you as signposts along the path that you are, to let you know with absolute certainty that being yourself as fully as you can is the truest, easiest, most effortless, most joyful way to experience your lives as they unfold in perfect harmony and perfect timing. Amid what may appear to be the spinning random chaos of life, you will always find the patterns that represent your path, who and what you truly are. Let them come. Let them come. Let them come. At every moment where you find it necessary, acknowledge what you have instead of what you don't. Appreciate who you are, where you are, when you are, what you have in that moment. And above all, allow. Allow what needs to happen next to happen. And expand your synchronicity, your harmony. And allow yourself to see with more transparency the vibrational frequency of your core as it attracts and manifests exactly what you need, exactly when you need it, exactly how you need it, exactly when you need it, exactly with whom you need it. On all levels, be clear about your definitions of your excitement. Do not infuse it with things that do not belong in that definition, for those are other realities altogether. Each is a pure, vibrational color in a vast spectrum, and each is its own experience unto itself. Act on your excitement for its own sake, for that is the truest form, truest expression of your core frequency. All else that is required shall fall into place. As the wheel spins, as you take your snapshots, the patterns will appear. The path will be clear. Live within the vibrational stream of your synchronicity. Cybo 13, transformation, synchronicity. The revelation of your true core frequency as expressed in your reality. Have fun. Allow it to be a game. Allow it to be a dream in which you can awake and understand more clearly everything that is relevant for you in your life, and let go of those things that are not. For all that is relevant shall come to pass, and that which does not come to pass is not relevant for you. Trust that. Acknowledge that. Appreciate that, and allow that. Live in the now, the beautiful now, the perfect now, the only now, that shall become another now, and another, and another, and another. Allow yourselves now to slow the spinning wheel down, even as you still see the patterns, so that even when the wheel slows to what appears to be a stop, it will always also be spinning. And it is just one frame of reference, one way of looking at it, one perspective, one point of view. But they are all overlapping, they are all here and now. And you can pluck out of that combined vibration that which is yours by the allowance of synchronicity that will be reflected to you by simply choosing to be the state that you prefer, your true self, your highest excitement, your joy, your unconditional love and worthiness and deservability, your self-empowerment. For you are all that is, seeing itself in all the ways that it can. You are all connected and you are all one. Take a deep breath in and make this your own truth, in your own way, and breathe it out into your reality. Take a deep breath in and crystallize this into your very essence and being, and breathe it out into your reality. Take a deep breath in and hold it, and cherish it, and nurture it, and acknowledge and appreciate and allow it to blow out and clean out and wash out all that does not belong to you. And allow only that to remain which is crystal clear and purely your own. And that is all you need to do. Just do your best. Live, love, and enjoy. Relax into your true nature, and all is well. All is well. All is well. Allow your music to soften. Allow your lights to dim, and remain in the darkness that is the void that contains all the random probabilities, and let yourself drift and feel the patterns coming to you that are yours, all the ones that work for you. And just breathe and be at peace and drift and dream and know that you are a new person in a new reality every moment of the now. Just breathe. Just breathe. Simply breathe. We thank you for the co-creation of this interaction, our deepest appreciation to you all, and our unconditional love, always. Pleasant dreams. Good day. I'm going to say good day to you this day of your time. How are you all? All right. Thank you. First and foremost, we will extend to each and every one of you individually and all of you together collectively our deepest appreciation at the co-creation of this interaction and the allowance of this transmission from our reality to yours in this way. Each and every time you afford us the opportunity to interact with all of you, you expand our awareness of all the ways that creation has of expressing itself. And so we thank you for the gift of allowing us to experience that expansion of the multidimensional crystal of creation. We would like to begin this particular transmission in the following way. You have been discussing for quite some time in your age of awareness, your age of cosmic expansion,
the idea of dealing with balancing out polarity. You have experienced the idea of great polarity in your reality experience, and you understand that by balancing it out, you can allow yourself the opportunity to mitigate the effects of the negative side and give yourself the freedom to choose what you prefer from the positive side. Unless, of course, you prefer the negative side, which many of you are saying you don't. But nevertheless, the idea is that balancing it all out will allow you to choose consciously and intentionally what you prefer. Now, the idea is that you have been thinking about this idea for a long time as polarity. But as many people are starting to realize, it really isn't the idea of polarity that is the nature of existence. The nature of existence is really a trinity. You have expressed this in a number of ways. The idea is that the balance point in the center is the third point. And the idea is that without that third point, without that trinity, without that balance point, then you are left dealing with the idea of polarity and all of the different kinds of experiences you have had within that particular domain. But if you are allowing yourself finally to recognize creation not just as a polarity, not just as a duality, but as a trinity, and you begin to allow yourself to awaken from that center point, which is where you really exist, in the here and now, in the present, in the center, then it is much easier to deal with the idea of the polarity of positive and negative on either side of that central third balance point, and you can allow yourself to lessen the effects that all of them have. You can neutralize all situations much more easily, and when they are all equally valid, when they are all equally neutral, then you can find that you have the ability to more effortlessly choose what you prefer without invalidating what you don't prefer. Remember that even negativity serves you in positive ways if you allow it to. Many people on your planet, because of the way they have been brought up, the way they have been taught to think, have a difficult time finding some of the positive ideas and applying them in their lives. Well, sometimes, because you're all very clever, you will go about it the opposite way. You will attract into your life something that is exactly the opposite of what you prefer in order to have a comparison so that by seeing what you don't prefer so strongly, it makes it that much clearer what you do prefer. And thus you can use negative reality in a positive way by allowing it to remind you that that's not what you prefer so strongly that it finally allows you to move in the direction that you do prefer. In some ways, we have referred to this in the past as the rubber band analogy. You know that if you have a rubber band and you pull it back and pull it back and pull it back, the farther you pull it back, then of course once you let it go, it will snap that much farther and that much faster onto the other side. Well, you've been dealing with the idea of negativity for so long, with darkness for so long, so deeply, so profoundly, and you have pulled that rubber band back into the darkness so far. The good news is that when you finally let that go, you will snap that much farther, that much faster into the light. And that's what acceleration is all about. That's why it happens. So in a sense, again, you can see there are ways in which the idea of having explored negativity, once you let it go, can actually propel you and accelerate you in the direction of the light, in the direction of your true self, and allow you to experience all the fruits and the benefits of that release. Does this make sense to you? All right. So the idea, as you have labeled it, is that this is a time of what you have called cosmic awakening. What does that mean? All right, well, we'll tell you, thank you. The idea from our perspective is that you are awakening into the understanding that you are the cosmos, you are all that is. The idea of ascension, the idea of acceleration, the idea of consciousness expansion is, in a sense, at least from one perspective, the realization that you actually are the dimension of reality you previously thought you existed in. I'll repeat that. It's an awakening into the awareness that what you have called physical reality is not something that exists outside of you, it exists within you. It's your construction, your illusion, your projection, your creation in order to have a certain experience that you call space-time reality, in order to experience the idea of change, of self-discovery. Because if you exist in a timeless state, there is no change in a timeless state. If you want to experience a new perspective of yourself, you have to create the idea of forgetting who you are in a linear space-time framework in order to have the experience of remembering who you are from a different perspective, of discovering yourself anew from a new perspective. Because you see, the framework of existence, the structure of existence never changes.